This is Snake. Do you read me?
Loud and clear. Glad to see you landed safely.
I got blown pretty far off target.
Snake, let's go over your mission objectives one more time. Rescue Sokolov. Find out what's happened to the Shagohod, then destroy it. And finally, eliminate the boss.
Eliminate the boss.
This mission will be codenamed Operation Snake Eater.
Because I'll be taking on the boss in our Cobra unit, right?
Don't forget about Colonel Volgin.
I'm not a hired killer.
I know, but that was the Kremlin's demand.
Demand? You mean it wasn't just a request? What's it to us if the Khrushchev regime is threatened by the Colonel and his faction?
If supporting the current regime helps us avoid a nuclear exchange, then that's what we'll do.
And what are the CIA's demands?
Our priorities are the rescue of Sokolov and the destruction of the Shagohod.
Roger that, Major Tom.
Hold on, Snake.
What now?
I'm changing my codename. It turns out Tom wasn't the most auspicious choice.
What do you mean?
Well, the truth is, when I chose my codename, I picked the wrong one.
The wrong one?
Did you ever see the movie The Great Escape? It came out last year.
Oh, must have missed that one.
Anyway, it's based on a true story about prisoners who escaped from a POW camp in Nazi Germany. The prisoners dig 3 tunnels as part of their plan, but the Nazis find 2 of the tunnels before they're finished. The prisoners succeed in escaping by using the last remaining tunnel. The names of those 3 tunnels were Dick, Harry, and Tom.
I get it. You used the name of the tunnel they escaped in as your code name because you thought it would bring you good luck.
Yes, that's exactly right. At least, that was the plan.
But
I got the name wrong. The one they escaped in was Harry. Tom was one of the unlucky tunnels. It was discovered by the Nazis before it was finished. I watched the movie again just to make sure. In fact, I even ordered the actual film from the movie company.
yeah, it doesn't sound like the greatest name to use. So what should I call you?
You know, let's just use Zero, like we've been doing all along.
All right then. Major Zero it is. We'll start over from square one.
From square zero. My frequency is 140.85. Oh, I almost forgot. Paramedic is with us again on this mission.
Is this her last chance too?
If we fail, she'll have her medical license revoked. It's more or less the same kind of fate. Her frequency is the same as during the Virtuous mission, 145.73. She'll be recording your mission data as well, just like the last time. That frequency is also the same, 140.96. And there's one more person on your support team. His name is Mr. Sigint. He's an expert on the latest in weapons and equipment technology. You'll be going up against some of the world's most advanced weaponry when you infiltrate the research facility. If you have any questions, just ask him. His frequency is 148.41.
Mr. Sigint. Got it.
Adam, your KGB contact, is waiting for you at the abandoned factory up ahead.
The same factory Sokolov was being held in last week.
Yes, meet up with Adam first. He's cleared the way for you to rescue Sokolov.
How will I know this Adam guy when I see him?
You'll know once you reach the factory. The whole area's been polluted by the fallout from that nuclear blast. No one else would dare come close. The password is, "Who are the Patriots?" and "Lali Lulelo."
Lali Lulelo. Gotcha.
You've been equipped with a 45 for this mission. Be careful, it's noisy.
I thought standard Fox procedure was procure on-site weapons acquisition.
The circumstances are different this time. You're now on an official mission for the United States government. It would be necessary to make your presence known to a certain extent. To the Khrushchev regime at the very least. But remember, this is still a sneaking mission. Snake, if you fail this mission, it will mean an all-out nuclear war. Keep that in mind and proceed with extreme caution.
Understood. Commencing Operation Snake Eater.
Okay, they already saved it. Alright, let's break that down for a second. So, actually, before I get into what was wrong with all of that, let me get into a couple of things I meant to mention in the first section that I forgot to get through. So, when he did the initial Halo jump during Virtuous mission, there was one part partially it was me, but you also kind of see it if you just don't do anything and just watch the cutscene, where he looks up and checks his canopy when he jumps. And you are supposed to do that when you do a parachute jump. When you pull your ripcord, you make sure the canopy inflates. All the cells in the canopy have been inflated properly. None of it's fluttering or anything. So when you pull a chute deploys, you grab hold of your steering toggles, you look up and you check your canopy. And when you see your canopy, now granted, I'm going off of what I've read. I've never jumped out of a plane myself. Going off of like military procedures, stuff like that, and I might have the procedure wrong. So if there's somebody there that is airborne qualified or has done a military jump before, especially a halo jump, military freefall, by all means feel free to correct me. I'm all down to learn this stuff. But in my understanding, pull the ripcord, you're gonna grab your toggles as the chute deploys, or you chute deploys, you grab the toggles, you look up, you check your canopy. All the cells are inflated. Cool, you've got a good open chute. And then if one of those cells hasn't fully inflated, that's what your reserve is going to be for. Because if that one cell is not fully inflated, it might collapse the parachute, and then you're in real trouble. So, but then I also noticed that they put the Fox logo on the inside of the parachute, which, as a gamer, that was cool. From a covert perspective, no. You would, if you were to run that mission, how you would actually run it, it would be. You would try to source like a Czech parachute or a Polish parachute, something that's not connected to the United States, and you have trained on that chute, on that particular parachute, and there have been no markings that lead back to the U.S. government, especially not a unit logo. That was one thing I wanted to bring up. The other thing I wanted to bring up with the previous one was they said that the boss was on a nuclear submarine. How did she get off that submarine and then bring a nuke? Like that's I'm looking at that going like, okay, you would have had to establish comms with somebody. She's on a submarine, so you would have had accountability. How did you sneak off a submarine and then get to Selena Yarsk? It's a bit of a plot hole. Then now for this part. They had the same mistake that they had the first one, where, yeah, cool, you're getting your briefing while you're in the hospital, okay, but then you give a whole other briefing once you're on the ground, like what code name, your frequencies, all that shit, you're handling that shit during your op order. You're not doing that when you're on the ground. Like, how it would actually go down would be you land, hey, this is Snake, I'm at the insertion point, cool, keep it surprised, roger that, Snake out, boom, and you'd keep going. Or even more brevity if you're going to go really realistic. I don't know how they did it in the 60s, I'd have to research that, but I know for GWAT era we use phase lines as a brevity code, so pro words and phase lines for brevity. So if you've ever watched the show SEAL Team, they do that all the time. They'll be like, Havoc, this is 1, or Havoc, this is 6, whatever. Oh yeah, 1, because Jason Hayes is 1. Havoc, this is 1, I pass Rick James, which is an actual one they said on the show. So when you pass a certain element of the operation, that's a pro word, and that's also a phase line. And they check it off on a big board that's tracking your progress. So it's how that would actually go down would just be Major Zero, this is Snake, I pass Virtuous Mission, or I pass Snake Eater, or I pass Cobra. Like, again, that's it. All the pro words are related to each other. They're usually themed similarly. So you can pick a bunch of college football teams, you can pick a bunch of beers, you can pick a bunch of singers, pick a bunch of movies, movie characters within one movie, whatever. Whoever writes the ops plan will be the one that determines what the phase line pro words are. So that's how that would actually go down. So really stiff dialogue, really inaccurate dialogue. And again, why did that whole conversation between Khrushchev and Johnson just highlighted, why did you do a halo jump? Because you can travel 30 miles on a fucking hey-ho. So why didn't you skirt the border with the Soviet Union, hop out at 35,000 feet, deploy your chute once you're clear of the plane, and float 30, 40 miles to your objective? If it's beyond 30 or 40 miles, then cool. You float 30 or 40 miles, you land on the ground, and then you fucking insert on foot to your fucking insertion point, and you go from there. That would have been the smart thing to do because, oh, we found your aircraft on our radar. Okay, well, why didn't you do that? So that also fucking, and then instead of fixing that for Operation Snake Eater, they did this drone thing. Maybe it was something that actually was used. I'm not sure. That was a Blackbird, an SR-71 Blackbird, and that was used during the Cold War. And that was our go-to spy plane back in the day. So there's that. So he's above radar coverage at that point. But why use this whole rocket? As soon as he drops into the radar coverage, yeah, he's moving fast enough, and that's a big enough craft. They are going to clock him, and like they did. So I don't understand it. Let me check. I'm gonna check when the first. I want to say Halo and Hey-Ho were developed side by side. So I want to see when was the first Hey-Ho jump. Okay, so the first Hey-Ho jump says here 1966, so 2 years after Snake Eater had taken place. But like I said, I think they already established that in real life the first Halo jump was after Snake Eater took place. Let me double check. First combat Halo jump. So first combat Halo jump was 66. First combat Halo jump was 70. So yeah, if you were willing to play with it that way, you could have easily played with a Hey-Ho jump. So to me, it was stupid. It was really dumb. I didn't like it. But what else did I find weird with that game? Again, he's doing the whole "we're all humans," blah 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 blah. That's why the Russians don't speak with accents, except for Khrushchev. Khrushchev miraculously has a Russian accent, but then the pilots are all speaking like generic American English. Doesn't make a lot of sense to me. And then when the dialogue is just so groan-worthy. Holy shit. I kind of want to do a speed run now to play the game and not have to deal with the dialogue. But, one other thing from previously. I might have mentioned this in the other one, but just in case I didn't. Ocelot had no problems murking a bunch of fucking KGB, looks like border guard troops. I had no problems murking all those fucking dudes. But then Volgan busts out a nuke, and it's like, they're our countrymen! What the fuck, dude? Like, get consistent. So, alright, I think that's everything. Where's my... I'll go to that. We'll leave that as it is. Let's check our backpack. Alright, well, that's all we got. I'm going to take that off. I'm going to take off the anti-personnel sensor. I don't ever use that. Let's see if we can find this keratin. Oh, I do have a suppressor. Okay, that's what I'm looking for. I'll keep it off for now because there shouldn't be any... Now, I gotta be careful in this area because I know there are fucking venomous snakes in this area. Like, before I didn't encounter any venomous snakes during Snake Eater. I know that there are venomous snakes in, like a Thai cobra, I think. I'm looking for the damn keratin. I'm gonna see how much I can do this blind. He's out there. I don't see the keratin. Is this the tasty one? That's the python. Okay, well, let's talk about that for a second. This always bothered me when I played this back in the day, and I'm not a huge outdoorsman guy. I was a Boy Scout briefly. I wasn't a huge outdoorsman though, but I know enough to know that's not how you eat a snake, and you'll see it later on whenever we catch fish. He does the same fucking thing with fish. No, that's not how you fucking do that. So you would fucking skin that thing, fucking. I'm pretty sure I would chop the head off, chop the tail off, you split it open, you remove the skin, you remove the scales, and then you can remove the flesh from the fucking bones, or you can pull the fuck. I guess if you do it right, I guess you could just remove the bones by removing the head, and then split the snake open, skin the fucking snake, and then cook the snake. That was how, or if you couldn't cook the snake for some odd reason, if you had to eat it raw, then you could eat it raw there. You wouldn't just go, I'm going to eat a bunch of fucking scale. And he does the same thing with a fish. And, like, I can only imagine how fucking gross that would taste. So, that's one where if you were going to go hard in the paint with a survival aspect, cool, do the fucking research, bro. Alright. I hear another one. Over to my right. It's not a snake. That's a fucking frog. Where's the keratin? It's not a snake. Maybe it's up ahead here. I see a snake there. More of that snake. I'm looking for a keratin. Where the fuck is the keratin? I don't want to cheat, but I kind of want to. Gotta find this motherfucker. Let's eat one of these quick so I can fucking get my shit up. Yeah, the more you eat those, the better you'll get it, more health you'll get out of it. Oh, I see it! I see it! I got him. Alright, so no venomous snakes so far.